New and updated mods for Farm Sim 25 are here for Friday, February the 28th. We're going to check them all out. A total 52 mods were released today on the in-game mod up. All platforms got 45 new mods and 3 updates. There was also 4 maps, but we already did a video on those. We also got 1 new and 3 updates for PC and Mac players. If you like staying updated with all the latest mods in Farming Simulator, make sure you subscribe. Let's check them all out. It's going to be a long one. Starting off with new ones for all platforms, we've got the Mahindra 6000 8000 series. This bad boy, 65 horsepower, manual transmission, 190 liters of fuel, 24 miles an hour, and it weighs 3.7 tons. As far as the front weight, we do have some front weight options, which is great to see. Some multiple options through there. Engine all the way up to 120 horsepower, which is great news there. Lizard, Trelleborg, Michelin Continental, BKT, Vedestan, Midas, and back to Lizard. So plenty of wheel options to choose from, plus some real fun ones. We also have a roof setup. It starts with design number 2, but we can add a few different things. Honestly, this is my favorite setup right there. Really want like a New Holland or a case like that, but hey, I can wait. We've also got the exhaust setup, which is going to be black or chrome, front loader setup of a Quickie or Hauer set, and then we have a rim color option. It is a pretty sweet tractor, a little bit bigger than you're probably expecting it to be with that manual transmission. It looks really cool to use it all. Yeah, other than that, not too bad. Gets up and goes pretty good too. I like that. It's got some power. We also have a handful of Teagle mods released from Sid Modding, which is fantastic, and JHHD. Of course, they've kind of split their names down the middle with the mods. First one is going to be our manure spreader, 20,100 liter capacity, 7.5 tons, 170 horsepower, 16 meter work width at 9 miles an hour, and we've got a couple wheel options. Next, we got the Tomahawk 6200H straw blower. This one has Sid and JHHG both credited on it. You've got 1 bale capacity, though you could probably stack a second one on top. 810 kgs, 60 horsepower is required. On the connection, you have a Manitou, telehandler, front loader, Stihl, JCB, and skid steer, as well as wheel loader, front loader 2, and a rear 3-point hitch. Goodness gracious, so many connections. The next one is a pair. We have the Teagle Tomahawk 8250. This has 2 versions, a trailed version and a 3-point version. So we'll take a look at the trailed version first. This will hold 2 bales as a straw blower, 2.5 tons, 80 horsepower is required. If we back out of there, go over here, we have the 3-point hitch version. So no other connections, only 3-point, but otherwise everything is exactly the same. The only other Teagle mod today is the Tomahawk C120. This is the one that I think confuses quite a few people, but it really just kind of converts stuff into straw. That should help you guys out. 180 horsepower is required. It'll hold 2 bales, but we can put other stuff in here too. 5.7 tons. Now, here's what we've got. Down at the bottom, you see straw. We also have corn, wheat, and barley. They also say in the mod description that it will do oats and soybeans in addition to miscanthus, whatever that is. But as far as in the game, it doesn't look like it supports those things. Taking a look at it in the field here, if we go into our PowerTools mod and fill it up, we've got wheat, barley, oats, and soybeans. So we'll do those. They're just not listed, as well as corn and straw. Now here's the dealio. Why would you put oats in here? Well, here's the thing. Let's go ahead and hit unload. Why would you put, well, I guess anything other than straw? What this does is it makes more bedding. So it takes all the things that you've dumped in, and you could just make a big pile of straw. So if you need some extra straw, but you've got some extra grains available, not a bad way to do it. In Farming Simulator, it'd be easier just to sell your grains and then buy some bales and then shred those. However, doesn't always work that way in real life. So this would be something that you would have to use. Very cool. I dig it. Next up, we've got the Taillift Pack. And by tail lift, what we mean is the hydraulic lift on the back. This thing is super cool, so it goes down flat and you're able to lift stuff up. There's a lot of uses for this in real life. I mean, I think, NASCAR trucks use something very similar to this. A drum corps, marching bands, they use something very similar to this as well. So that's pretty cool that it's here. But not only that, we also get a version here that works with one of the semi-trucks in the game. And I say one of the semi-trucks because it's, well, one. If we take a look at the combinations, it is the Volvo. You're going to need to go down to the 8x4 push or tag in order to use it. So definitely make sure you've got those. That way it's long enough to handle them. I'll go ahead and show you guys this anyway. So we'll grab one of those and then we will grab one of these. Then we got a bunch of color options. We're not going to worry too much about those right now. Same thing goes for the semi-truck as well. The reason it comes with a dolly, you're maybe wondering about that as well. It's made to work with the Volvo truck. You hook the bed up to the back of it, then you grab a dolly, and then you grab one of these, and you could pull around two of them all at the same time. Plus, you may see that red hitch on the back. Yeah, that's another hitch. You could just hook up another dolly, and you can run a road train of these if you really feel like it. So we've got our truck here. I went with the tag axle with this just because I like the way it turns a little bit better. And we'll just simply back up and hook up. And there you go. Now we've got a box truck with a base game piece. How neat is that? Let's open the rear doors and tail lift. Boom. There you go. Nice. Brings it down for us. And the doors do open, which is cool. But that's not it. Check this out. Hang on. If I can make it work. Oh, wait. No. No, that's not working. No, that is what's working. All right, never mind. We need to fold it to open a cover. So there's that. We do have full movement here. So you can move this up, down, just however you want. You're good to go. You can do it yourself. And then you got straps, which go very cool. We got another trailer, this one from the Roughneck Modding crew. Congratulations to them for getting out the Brandt 1124 Deckover trailer. Man, it is out. Get ready for it. Yeah, trailer type. We got a platinum trailer. We can also run up to a premium if you want. Basically, you've got the trailer hitch, or do you want the gooseneck? We also have wheel setups of a 2 or 3 axle set. Tension belt configurations you have for machinery, square bales, round bales, back to machinery again, and then you've got a rim color configuration. I think the IH200 for the base game might be a little bit on the not good enough side to pull this, but hey, we might be able to get it right. So we do have unfolding for the trailer itself. There you go. And we can even maneuver a few things with the gooseneck in the front to set the trailer flat, which is great. Love that. And then we've got our tension belts. I think I was on vehicle right now, but those will work with just about everything. And then fold them up, be ready to go. And let's get this show on the road, baby. Yeah. Truck's having a time. But the trailer's awesome. I love this. Next up, we have the Peat equipment. However, this stuff only works on Tessie Farm by Carl TG and WikiPlays that was released today. I've already shown off all of this equipment there, so why don't we check out what we put then. We've got the production miller. This goes behind your tractor, you pull it along, and it will pull the peat out of the ground. Then you've got the ridger, which think of this as like a windrow, more or less. And then you've got the pickup here. This will be pulled behind your tractor, pick up the peat, and put it into here and hold 45,000 liters of it. Then you have your flatbed right here, which kind of helps to transport everything over. Is a modified version of what looks to be the base game Load King Low Loader. So there is that, and we've got similar setups. Speaking of, we take a look at the license plate. So here's your license plate for the map itself. So let's take a look at how the peat works. So first things first, we need to buy this area. There we go. We have it now, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into with this. As far as peat goes, I am kind of interested in it. We could take a look in here, see if we can find peat. There you go. So we are in the harvest season, which is very nice. And then you've got all of this whole area. Let's see, growth. All right, looks like it's ready to harvest. How do you plant it? It just kind of is. You don't plant peat. What am I saying? It's basically just it's stuff in the ground. Let's put this down. There it is. And go along. Oh, do we need to turn it on? We do need to turn it on. There we go. So now, hang on. Sorry, I got some buttons that don't like working together. There we go. Yeah. I don't think we can hire workers steering assist on this. So we just go along and peat comes out of the ground. Like that. And now the next setup can actually be run both ways here. There we go. We've got the windrow bit at the front, and we've got basically a loading wagon at the back. So we'll grab these, we'll drop the front down, and then we turn that on. Does it really need to be turned on? Turn on Peat Ridger. I guess so. Maybe that's the way that it's set up. Who knows? All right, we'll lower the back, turn it on as well. Tell you what, it handles great, that's for sure. And we'll put all that together and pick it up. There you go. All right. So we are picking up peat and doing good. So some of you may know about peat. It's used to for heating, for smoking things, that kind of thing. So now that we've got the peat, we need to figure out where we're going to sell it. So let's see if we can find peat. There we go. And it looks like, oh wow, yeah, you want to do peat. Look at that price right there. $40,000. And I'm not using like cheats where it makes your money higher either. That's just, God, so insane. Yeah, you definitely want to be doing this. So yeah, there you go. That's that. We'll take a look real quick at vehicles. You can kind of ignore the peat equipment in here because it doesn't come with it. But you do get all of that stuff over by the main farm. Cool, very cool. A lot of equipment. Plenty of stuff to get started with, and I am going to continue doing this because it is $40,000 per 1,000 liters. Oh yeah, and peat can be implemented into other maps and things like that. However, they do ask for permissions, or for credits rather, before doing that. So there you go. Next up, we have the Bergmann Repex 34S. Man, I love this wagon. It's awesome. We got 34,000 liters in here, capacity-wise. Wheel options from Trelleborg, and Michelin, and BKT, and Vredestein. You've also got a silage additive tank around towards the front, main color, and rim color. Now, the color is going to be doing the panel, so you can't change the green, but you can change that middle part, and we've got rim colors too, which is very nice. Other specs include 120 horsepower being required and running at a standard 12 mile per hour. Next is our Lizard FTN 1000. This is a forage harvester, believe it or not. Hooks up behind your tractor, and we have a hitch for a trailer, and this will do grass, sorghum, that's right, and it will also do corn. So you could chaff those things, which is fantastic news. And we've even got a color option, multiple options through there. But as always, definitely make sure you've got that giant software color mod. Nonetheless, very, very cool. We got a couple things like this already, but it's nice to have more options. Next is our CLAAS Liner 2700 from Weekend Farmers, aka Aaron Monning. That is a name I have not heard from in a while. Goodness gracious. So on here, we have their 7.2 or 8 meter setup for their windrow. Very cool that we can kind of switch that up. 80 horsepower is required, 7.4 meter working with, and 9 miles an hour. It's very nice to see more CLAAS tools in the game. If Pöttinger's more your speed, well, we got something for you too. The Pöttinger Top 611A. This is neat because it kicks out to the side. I think it looks so cool. 6.2 meter work with, 50 horsepower and 9 miles per hour. We've got the model of the Top Tech Plus. We can also change that to the Eurotop, and we do have the protective sleeves of yes or no around towards the middle. This is a really neat machine, and I gotta show you how it works. So when you get it, it's going to be like this. It's basically a little trailer of windrows. When you turn, the front one turns and a thing like that. But if we move our right stick around a little bit, it'll actually kick out to the side depending on which way we want to kick it. And also, if you go all the way to the left, it will actually bring it right there. Oh, did I get a wheel stuck in the ground? No, one popped up. Nonetheless, so if you want to get it all the way back centered again, they did provide a way to do that. Great job. This is from Agar Design Austria, so we can kick this out a little bit. There you go. So you can bring in windrows from left to the right whenever you want, and they'll join up with each other. It's a super cool setup. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I would say I want it, but I already have it because it's right here. Also, folding animation is wow. Look at this. I love that so much. And hey, here's the cool thing. You can still move this thing around. You can still move it all around. That's great. I love it. Next windrow's a little bit smaller. This is the Lizard Z240. This is, well, it actually doesn't say. It's a 3 meters, but it doesn't say in the game for some reason. You've either got a windrow or tether version, so you can actually use like one of these and then change it up to however you want to work it. That's pretty cool. We also have 3 different color options. And I think one of our first Ridgemaker mods. This is the Unia Forma 2 from Presmic 23433. Yeah. You do have backlights that you can add, or a warning triangle, or both. 45 horsepower, 1.5 meters at 4 miles per hour. Makes 2 ridges. Another Unia mod. This is the Kornik XL 2.8. It is a mulcher. We've got a couple different looks to it, so you could change that up. And then you've got a back section, which is open or closed. 90 horsepower, 2.8 meter working with, 7 miles an hour. Next is the Lizard SAC Pack. This is from Miyoto Mane. What up, dude? And it is a plow. 180 horsepower required, 3 meters at 7 miles an hour. We do have different options for wheels, which is nice, or tires rather. You do have decals of yes or no. Size, we can increase that a little bit, all the way up to 5.6 meters. If you want to, then we've got chassis, hubs, design, bearing design, and rim color options to choose from. Lots of color choices here. Next is the DTX 300 AR Pack. This is a great plains piece of equipment and may be super useful to you because at the end of the day, this is a subsoiler. 200 horsepower required, 3 meters at 7 miles an hour. However, we can also add the covering Harrow in the back and the Stocks AG TJ Wizard, aka a cedar. Yes, we've got a couple different setups for that. You also have lights and warning signs if yes, and we could change up the main color. So that is very cool too. If we bop out and take a look at some of the specs here, seeds is the only input, and we could do grass, cover crop, and canola. Also in this pack, we get the Kverneland DTX as well. And of course, yes, we have the same options here. More ground cares. We have the Lizard Disc Harrow 2.4 next from Bartson V3. This bad boy, of course, is a disc harrow in the name. We have decals of yes or no. We also have front plates and we have back plates. You can change those up how you like. 55 horsepower, 2.4 meter work with a 10 mile an hour. Next up, Kverneland Silosvans. I'm sure there's a better way to say that out loud. It's from Gens M, and with this, it is a silage fork. So you've got with or without end spikes, and then you've got a front loader attachment, 3-point attachment, and back and forth. So you could go with whatever you want. 3-point's going to be very nice. It holds 1,700 liters. You got a main color, which is going to be your back, and the tines can be changed up to. Next is a simple Bale Fork, weighs 1/4 of a ton and works with telehandlers. After that is the Farm Rail Triangle. We do have color options for this one, and it's got a trailer hitch on the front. There's also a Fiat Weight between 220 and 460 kgs. This might be one of the most detailed weights that I've ever seen in Farming Simulator, like ever. This looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. Who's the maker of this? Andrea? Andrea? I don't know. Either way, great job on this. Really good job. Next one's pretty simple. It's the Fillable Pallets mod from VX Mapping. We've got quite a few of these. You can kind of see the different designs. You go through, find the one that you like. They're all bulk material, so it's basically a tipper, but you have to move it with pallet forks. From Missy B, we have the large implement set. We've got a pallet fork and we've got a Bale Fork. Oh boy, that one's doing a flip. Well, can we see a bit again? Yeah. Well, we still have a Bale Fork, or pallet fork, so we can look at that. As you can see, this will hold a lot of things, at least 3 pallets. It'll go straight through. So super useful if you're moving stuff around. And these work with, if we back out, telehandlers. Next up from Black Sheep Modding, we just talked about them today, the high pressure washer Stihl RE581. Oh yeah, let's spray all the things. I wish this was like the sprayer is in FSVR, because that is so much fun to do. It's awesome. And for anybody that is curious, yes, you can push this one around. Now, what's the opposite of clean? dirty. Exactly. You're absolutely right. This one right here is Jos Manning's Dirtynator. This sprays dirt. Oh, that's awesome. This is also one where you can get in and push it around. So why don't we find ourselves something that we can get in trouble with? Let's take the International CV that just came out, and it is just in a beautiful, beautiful white color. So what happens if we give it a little Dirtynator, huh? Starting to get dirty. There, it's starting to change. The wheels start to kind of creeps up from the bottom. Oh man, look at the windshield. It's starting to get so dirty. It's nasty. Yeah. Love it so much. If you guys remember this mod for previous games, it is back. The Dirtynator is back. It looks like it's kicking out little Mr. Hankies. I love it. Getting into placeables, and just under half of the mods today are placeables, taking up a lot of time. But we're going to jump in and see what we can do. First one is the Cow Barn 20x35. This costs you $115,000, holds 120 cows, and is $150 per day upkeep. Everything that you see in red can be changed colors. And here is your inside. Next setup is going to be the small new silos. Ooh, check these out. So input there, output here. Very nice, very nice. Can on the help window see, can we make any of these disappear? Yes, we can. All we need to do is get inside that trigger. And yikes. Pow! Whapa! We've got 4 of these, and each one has a silo extension on it as well. Take a look, up to 216,000 liters, and all the way down to 126,000. So there you go. Next, we have the Kubota Workshop. This is very cool. So you get the workshop itself. So you've also got a sign up there too. So if you need that, we do have a front-mounted hydraulic door, and it is quick. So be ready for that. Looking at the doors on the side, these are faster than normal, but still pretty good, I think. And then we've got a place to work on stuff here. There are no options for colors or customization, nothing like that. But I don't think I would expect anything like that. Not with something that's branded like this. So there you go, man. A Kubota dealer? Are you kidding me right now? This is so cool. Next one's kind of similar. This is just Workshop. However, it is from Horman, which is very cool. Razak is actually the modder of this. Doors moving back to standard speeds again. And then we go inside. We got a couple lifts and a place to work on vehicles. Yeah, it kind of feels lived in. Feels like it's, you know, homey in here, which is great news. I mean, you want to see that. But we also have these absolutely massive windows. So, like, I think that is the look. I think that's the front. And then you just, like, put a door on the side. Either way, you could do it the way you want to. It's your farm. And then we've got a place to open. Everything that's in blue can be color changed, which is fantastic news. And I would love to see, can we piddle with these lifts? Can we maneuver them and make them work? No, because they don't have collisions. Well, that barrel's got collisions, but the lifts don't. Well, at least you can get in here easy, huh? Next up, a mod that I believe is returning for Farming Simulator 22. This is the Agricultural Fair. Here you could sell everything in the base game and mods as well, as long as they add their things to other sell points. Products from other mods also accepted. Well, I just read that out. I just read that twice. My B, homie, my B. Yeah, you got your login sell point here. You got all these little areas through here, which look really, really good. This released not long ago on FS22, like a couple months maybe, I don't know, September, October, something like that. I can't remember, but nonetheless, if you liked it then, it is here. This also works really well for like maps where there's not a lot going on. You can put one of these and some trees around it, and it just kind of livens it up a bit. Next, we got the old German barn pack. This comes with a shed and a sheep pasture, sheep barn. It holds all of the sheep inside the thing, so that way you can come through and buy your own. But it says it's only 8 of them. So there's that. I want to double check. Is it really only 8? It is really only 8. Okay. All right, well, I get why it's only 8. It's a very small little area. It ain't gonna hold no more than that. Because this is a like set, like you can add more. Does that make sense? And I didn't explain that very well. because there's a dedicated number to how many sheep there are. If you're on PC, you can go in the files and put a bunch of zeros at the end, put 8,000 sheep in there. Just make sure the max visible animals is still set to 8, or else you're going to have a bad time, okay? So there you go. And then you've got your shed here to match up perfectly. Heyo, another roughneck mod today, the 4-bay shed. Let's take a look at that metal. There you go, looking good. All the way around towards the inside. Kind of dig this. You got your middle supports, kind of goes over. It's very symmetrical, which I really like. Around towards the back side, of course, it's closed up. Around towards the front, well, again, 4 bays. Next is our fuel tank. This will hold 10,000 liters of fuel. Well, it says 5,000. What's the hold 10,000 for? Capacity 10,000, price is 5,000. But it says capacity is 5,000. I've been deduced. Rug pulled. I don't know. Bamboozled. That's the word. The next one's pretty neat. This is the Irrigation Placeable. Also, if you ever hear me say like, this is, and then pause, it's because I have the wrong screen pulled up on my computer. This was pretty neat. So it doesn't do anything, really. It doesn't water anything. Is M1 or ISM1, TSM1? I mean, that's pretty sweet that they've got that much detail on these things. There's a bunch, too. This is one mod, so you can put this whole thing down and just go for it. Yeah. But again, it doesn't water anything. It doesn't do anything. It is purely visual. You're going to be presented with this. What we need to do is turn that off, and then we can turn off the pump. The thing is, it's going to take 75 seconds after you turn on the pump. So heads up. It's going to take a while. You cannot deliver water there, so do not be trying to deliver the water. Yeah, it does take a little while to turn on and off. I do remember it taking a while when I was younger. We used a sprinkler system very similar to this to water my grandparents' garden, and it took a while. Not 75 seconds, but in a place like that, turning it off was immediate. Turning it on took a while. Nonetheless, there you go. It's here if you want it. All right, let's keep it moving. The next one's going to be the concrete fences. So you're going to have 4 different sets of concrete fences, even though I guess those are concrete blocks. I don't know. Nonetheless, they're all down solid concrete. Goodness gracious. That one's not even concrete. Those are bricks. Come on now. In here, we've got the exact same setup for all of the extras. So if we extend this out a little bit, we can kind of get a look and an idea at all of the gates, including, well, I was going to say the standard, but I guess there's no standard. Yeah, so just different colored gates, and that's it. Next, the old wood shed. This will cost $8,000, and you can even customize it. So all of these extra little bits and bobs that are around, which do have collisions, by the way, can be removed, which is very cool. Got nice bright lights, which is fantastic, and of course found in sheds. As I mentioned, you can get a version without any of that stuff in it, and you just customize it to, yes, $50 for all the extra bits. One of my favorite mods from Farming Simulator 22 is back. The automatic shipping of animal products. This came out pretty early on in FS22's life cycle, and I think some people forgot about it, and I reintroduced it with, was it the Goldcrest Valley series? And it seemed like it got quite a bit of traction. So you can see here, we could ship out goat's milk and wool, which is very nice. It's 1 in, 1 out at the end of the day. So that's pretty sweet, right? Well, it's not just that. So what you do is you have to place this square right here over, you know, the area that the sheep would normally be in, or where their wool and stuff like that would normally be put. So, for example, here is our sheep building. We will put this down like so. Actually, we don't have to do it like this, but you can if you want to. Bam! No, no, no. So now, every time the wool drops from the ceiling, it drops into the production, which is very cool. You can do it the other way. I would probably do it this way, where you just kind of boop like that. Yeah, much easier to do it that way when the building's already placed down. But nonetheless, when it comes down, you're good to go. Also, we've got that not only for the sheep, but for the chickens. This will do eggs. So you place this down, and then wherever the eggs are going to drop, just make sure the input is over the eggs, and they'll drop right into that. We also have it for bees, for the honey, so you can move the honey around. And that's about it. Next on the list is the Mini Lime Production. So this is based off of the smaller productions that we've already got in the base game, and a couple of them been modified as well. Well, this does our lime. So you could bring in stones and water to it and make lime. You could do a lot as well, 100,000 liters. That's pretty sweet. So 100 stones and 50 water makes 150 lime. That is a pretty good deal. It's also 600 cycles per month, which is great, and 120 bucks per month as well. Basically the same, but in a different look from a different modder is going to be this guy. This is the Stonecrusher Producinglime. Producinglime is one word on this mod, even though it's two in real life. Grammar. 5 stones equals 4 lime out, cycles per month 480. So you can see much lower scale, much smaller itty bitty scale for this. However, the price is only a quarter of the other one. You know, do you need a church? Well, we got one for you right here. St. Anne's Church of Schondorf. It's the Church Schondorf is the name of the mod itself. I don't believe we can get in there. There's no reason that we should be able to get in there anyway, but hey, well, we do have it. Also, that kind of gets brighter the closer you get. I was kind of expecting that door to open. Nope, no doors open. Let me in the church. Also, another placeable. These are not sheds or anything, but just a placeable is the old residential building. Though this is old and residential and building, there is no point to it, I guess, other than decoration. But it is in decoration. So there's that. It's also $200,000. Get out of here. It also turns out that there's a version of these in farmhouses as well, even though it's classified as a decoration. Another setup's going to be the water tower. Again, used for decoration. I do feel like some modders put some things in decorations and some things in others. And there's things in other that should be in decoration and vice versa, but it is what it is. Yes, this is a water thing. I don't think they did any testing because you have to crouch to get in and out. You can't get in any other way. You have to crouch to literally get out. Oh boy. Economies of scale. I like this one. Fancy Doghouse. Costs you $1,199. Upkeep is $5 per month, day. I don't know. You can kind of see the size difference between the one in the base game. And finally, goodness gracious, I've been recording for like 3 hours. This is your last new one for all platforms today. The A-frame cabin from Roughneck Modding Crew. Congratulations to them on 3 releases today. Over here, we've got a place where you can change. Can we open that door? Cannot open the door. We do have our kitchen around towards the corner. We've got a nice door here towards the side. And then we've got everything around in here. Going upstairs, we do have a place to sleep. And the sleep trigger's right by the bed, which is fantastic. Can I jump off here? Ooh, no, collisions are up there too. Great job, yeah. Around towards the outside, some nice decorations. And around towards the back, more of the A-frame. All right, now let's take a look at updates for all platforms. First one is the map New Frontier version 102. Fixed an issue with the map edge collisions, hidden the AI spline, which was visible in multiplayer, and fixed the various clip distance issues. We also have an update to the Mammut Silo Compaction Pack, version 1001, fixed the missing Elton in error. Kesla Forestry Pack also got updated, version 1001, fixed an animation error after patch 1.6 that prevented the server from being used again after purchase. And your last update for all platforms, the Coulter Rail and Bar, version 1001, configurations improved, link balls adjusted, and mouse control added. Jumping over to 2 new ones for PC and Mac players. Kind of sad that these are only PC and Mac. Would be cool to see these on crossplay. Nonetheless, the Cat Lexion. So you get the Caterpillar Lexion on here. We've got the 6900, and then we also have the 8000 series right here, the 8900. So you're going to see things that are basically exactly like they are in the base game, and we cannot change anything other than our wheels, and we could change up the rim color as well if you would like to. 507 horsepower, 950 liters of fuel, 24 mile per hour max speed, and the 6900 holds 13,500. And then you can kind of bump all that back up again. Same base game specs, 18,000 liter capacity for the 8900. So the Lexion name still stands, but you got the cat on the front. I'm also noticing that these don't have headers that go along with them, so you will have to, I guess, use the green ones? I don't know what to use. Lastly, today let's talk about updates for PC and Mac players. This is the PowerTools update version 1.1, and it's a big one. So field menu to change crops, ground types, things like that. We also have a new quickly show or hide the HUD by holding down the help menu key, or F1. They've got the change UI scale via the alternate menu, non-persistent. Something new that adds additional timescales from 0, pulse, as well as 1500, 5000, and 7500. I know that pausing the time caused some issues pre-release, so sounds like that's been fixed if it passed testing. They've also added CZHUNEA translations, fixed the issue where PowerTools conflicted with the input dialogues from base game and other mods. Fixed should now automatically be active when enabling flight mode in the PowerTools menu, so that is good. I've actually noticed that already today, so great news there. And enabling flight mode should no longer add a console command in the list of recently used console commands. Additionally, we have two more things. Spawning pallets will now work in multiplayer, and Super Strength will now work in multiplayer. Next is the Map Objects Hider version 1.1, UK translations added, and fix some reported null reference Lua errors. Lastly is the Advanced Maintenance Mod version 1.0.1, fixed errors. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't seen the new map video, definitely go check that out. That way you can see all of the maps and everything that's been going on with those. We also dropped Farm Sim news earlier today, so check that out too. We talked about the KTM 350 dirt bike, the Trek 600 coming back, and even a car trailer. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Otherwise, have an awesome day, have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys later.